me again what they are called?
Fireworks.
On my home planet, such explosions would mean the Gordanians were attacking. You are certain Earth is not under attack?
Positive. Cotton candy?
The last time I ate a ball of cotton, it was white, and it did not taste very...
This is different.
It vanished!
Yeah, it'll do that.
When I first came to this planet, I did not think I would ever fit in. Earth was full of strange things. But now I see that...
Here comes the finale! Yes! Woohoo! Ah, amazing!
Earth is full of amazing things, too.
Hey there, Starwriters! Welcome back to the Diary of the Cosmos, where every chapter is a new adventure. Grab your pens, we're about to write some stellar stories together. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, wasn't it supposed to be a whole Teen Titans movie pitch series? And you will be right. It's been 4 months, going almost 5 since the last pitch. But who's counting? Well, besides me. I'm absolutely counting dramatically while my phone calendar telling me to hurry up because this don't need to stay in the draft for too long. But listen, cosmic detours happen, and today we're finally landing on a story that's worth the wait. Because today we're talking about Starfire's standalone movie, the ultimate intergalactic princess who crash landed on Earth and brought fire, heart, and a whole lot of sparkle with her. In this film, we're diving deep into her Tamaranian origins, the sisterhood turned rivalry with Blackfire, and the emotional tug of war between identity and belonging when you're seen as an outsider on 2 planets. Oh, and did I mention we've got some epic music moments, some juicy DC Easter eggs, and some subtle but not so subtle nods to the Teen Titans universe. Trust me, Star Riders, this is a cinematic journey you don't want to miss. So let's dive in. Starfire is one of the most vibrant characters in the DC universe. She's bright, bold, and full of energy, but her journey isn't just about flying through the skies and shooting starbolts. At her core, it's about identity. She's a princess for Tamaran, but she's not just any princess. Starfire is a girl who's learning to balance the weight of royal responsibilities with her deep love for Earth and its people. But there's a twist. She has a complicated past, especially with her sister Blackfire. And speaking of complicated, if you've seen Starfire attempts to fit in on Earth, you know it's pretty much a constant struggle. I mean, she doesn't exactly have a manual for Earth customs. There's a lot of confusion over things like, well, selfies. I mean, come on, selfies. You try explaining that to someone who's never seen a camera before. But the movie opens up on Tamaran, where we see Starfire not just as a princess, but as a prisoner caught in the web of royal politics, family tensions, and a brewing war. We witness her complicated bond with her older sister Blackfire and the moment everything changed, which is her daring escape and crash landing on Earth. From there, we follow Starfire as she adjusts to life on a planet that feels as alien to her as she does to it. She's watching Robin from afar, slowly stepping into Earth's world by helping defeat villains, learning human customs, and building her own sense of identity. Everything shifts when Blackfire suddenly appears, crashing onto Earth with a mission and an old grudge. Blackfire isn't your typical villain. She wields powerful dark energy and has a sharp, manipulative mind that starkly contrasts Starfire's warmth and sincerity. Her goal? To reclaim Tamaran, but not through diplomacy. He sees Starfire's presence on Earth and her connection to Robin and the other Titans as the perfect leverage to manipulate the balance of power. For Blackfire is more than conquest, it's personal. But here's the twist. Blackfire isn't just a family rival, she's dangerous. She's willing to do anything to prove that she's the superior sibling, and she'll destroy anything that stands in her way. She manipulates and deceives Starfire, playing on her insecurities and trying to drive a wedge between Starfire's loyalties. The conflict between these two sisters is intense. an emotional battle as much as a physical one. This is about family, betrayal, and power, and the tension runs high. But of course, there's going to be plenty of action along the way. Expect a high stakes battle that spans the streets of Earth and even a few epic showdowns in space. I'm talking Starfire taking on Blackfire's dark energy with starbolts flying everywhere. There'll be those moments where you feel like, okay, this is about to get real, and you see Starfire not just as a hero, but as a sister who will stop at nothing to protect the world, even if it means confronting the person who's always been her biggest rival. The tone of Starfire's movie has to feel epic, but not just in the usual superhero way. It's a cosmic fairy tale with the heart of a coming of age story. Think Wonder Woman meets The Hunger Games, with some emotional beats straight out of a Studio Jubilee film. It's bold, emotional, romantic, and unapologetically glowing. We explore war, exile, and betrayal, but from the eyes of someone who still chooses love and light in spite of it all. This movie is going to balance action packed space battles with deeply vulnerable moments as Starfire struggles with what it means to love people who don't always love you. It's got drama, politics, found family, and that sweet, sometimes awkward charm that only Starfire can bring. And let's be real, this is also the movie where someone says, "Why is that girl glowing?" And the answer is because she's mad, hungry, or both. Either way, someone's getting vaporized. Now back to what we were talking about. We're building a Tamaran world that's lush, vibrant, and mythic, like Wakanda meets Asgard. But when Starfire crash lands on Earth, the tone shifts. Suddenly, it's her against a planet that speaks in sarcasm, runs on social norms, and eats mustard. But there's humor, but also dissonance. Her innocence is her power and her vulnerability. This movie is about Starfire finding her own tone, balancing her warrior roots with her capacity for joy and compassion. The genre blends sci fi, fantasy, and young adult drama, but at its core, it's a love letter to anyone who's ever felt out of place and still desire to shine. So, now that we set the tone, let's talk story. What brings Starfire to Earth? What's waiting for her when she gets there? And what secrets from home are still chasing her? Act 1 opens far, far away from Earth, on the golden radiant world of Tamaran. We meet Starfire, a powerful young warrior princess, adorned by her people but betrayed by the one person she trusts the most, her sister, Blackfire. After a devastating coup and a betrayal that cuts deep, Starfire is exiled from her home and crash lands on Earth, confused, angry, and desperate to make sense of her new surroundings. This first act shows the fall of Tamaran and Starfire's crash course intro into Earth culture, with all the language barriers, muster confusion, and emotional scars that comes with it. It's not just about exile, it's about identity. Starfire's entire world is gone, and she has to figure out who she is without her title, her people, or her sister. That's where the real story begins. Then, in Act 2, it's all about adjustment. Starfire begins to explore Earth, more specifically, Jump City, where she starts drawing attention, both good and very, very bad ones. Some people see her as a threat, others see a golden opportunity. One of them, a shady underground syndicate tied to alien trafficking. This is where she begins to fight back and where her powers start evolving in surprising ways. Meanwhile, we start to hear whispers of another name, Slade, a mysterious figure watching the chaos unfold, but never stepping into the light. Just yet. Slade isn't front and center in this movie, but you feel him. He's pulling strings, testing the waters. He sees Starfire as more than just an alien princess. She's a distraction, a tool, and if he plays this right, she could become part of his larger plan to control threats before they come together. Then, lastly, in Act 3 is the collision course. Starfire finally comes face to face with Blackfire, who's tracked her down to Earth. The sisters clash in an explosive emotional fight, years of resentment, pain, and love coming to the surface. But Starfire doesn't just want revenge, she wants understanding. In the chaos, Starfire must decide if she's going to let her pain define her or if she'll choose a new path, her own path. And just when things seem resolved, we get a final shaded, shadowy post-credit style moment. A voice cold and calculating saying, "The girl burns bright, but even stars fall." That's Slade Wilson watching from the shadows, smiling. The seeds are planted. The movie starts Starfire's story, but it also plants the foundation for the Teen Titans movie. She's not the only young hero trying to find her place. And Slade, he's just getting started. Now that we've laid out the plot, let's talk about what really fuels Starfire's journey. Because beneath the superpowers and explosions, there's something deeper at play here. Starfire's journey has always been about finding herself, figuring out who she is in a world that often doesn't understand her. And that's where the heart of this movie lies. At the core of it all is family, but more than that, it's about belonging, and not just to a planet or royal lineage, but to a place where she can truly feel at home. Because for Starfire, Earth was not where she was born, but it's where she learned to love, to fight for, and to call home. Blackfire is not just the villain here, she's the embodiment of Starfire's unresolved conflict. Their family history has always been fraught with competition, jealousy, and most painfully, betrayal. Starfire's heart has always been pulled in two directions: her duty to her people and her desire to live freely on Earth. And Blackfire, well, Blackfire's presence threw all of those internal struggles into a sharp focus. Throughout their confrontation, Blackfire taunts Starfire, reminding her of her royal birthright and of how she abandoned her people. She said things like, "You were never meant to be here. You're not even one of them," which cuts deep into Starfire's self worth. It's one of the first moments that truly exposes Starfire's vulnerability. This isn't just a battle of who's the better warrior, it's a battle over Starfire's identity, and Blackfire knows how to use that vulnerability against her. Now, let's talk about the emotional core of Starfire's arc: belonging. Starfire is constantly torn between the memories of Tamaran and the life she's built on Earth. On Tamaran, she's a princess, a hero, but on Earth, she's someone who's had to carve out her place, learning the quirks of Earth life and trying to fit in. But where does she truly belong? Is she the fierce warrior of Tamaran, or is she the kind hearted protector of Earth? And here's where it gets really interesting. Is during these quiet, reflective moments, like when she's looking at the night sky or when she's thinking about her sister, that Starfire starts to realize something critical. It's not about where she comes from, it's about where she chooses to be. What's so powerful here is that Starfire doesn't need to abandon Tamaran to be who she truly is. Instead, she finds strength in realizing that she can love her people, her world, but also love Earth too. Earth has become her home. This is Starfire embracing her true self, perfect blend of warrior and protector. She doesn't have to be one or the other, she can be both. And it's not about fitting a mold, it's about making her path, creating a space for herself. And in that moment, Starfire finally understands that belonging isn't about bloodline or royal duties. It's about the people you choose to fight for, the ones you protect, and those you love. And here lies the self discovery part. Up until now, Starfire has been grappling with the duality of her existence. She's felt torn between two worlds, unsure which one truly defines her. But through her journey, she comes to understand that identity isn't something that can be defined by Tamarin or by Earth alone. It's an evolution of who she's choosing to be. It's the culmination of everything she's experienced, the relationships she's built on Earth, the battles she fought, and the lessons she's learned about love, duty, and strength. Self discovery isn't about waiting for a perfect moment or some grand revelation that fixes everything. It's about the quiet realization that you get to decide who you are and that it's okay to take your time figuring it out. For Starfire, it's about finding peace with the fact that her identity will always be in flux. But that's okay. She's never meant to be just one thing, and that's where her true power lies. As Starfire faced down Blackfire one last time, she's not just fighting for her home, she's fighting for her right to define herself. She's fighting for the woman she's becoming, not the girl she was told to be. And the most important thing about this scene is that it's not about defeating Blackfire physically, it's about standing firm in who she is, even when the whole universe is telling her she should be someone else. And when that moment comes, we know Starfire is ready, not just to protect Earth, but to protect her truth and her choice. And here's the most beautiful part: Starfire learns that Earth is where she belongs, not because it is perfect, but because it is a place she can choose. And her true family is built through the relationships she creates, not defined by her past, but by the love and trust she builds for herself and others. Earth isn't just a planet she's protecting, it's her home and her place in the universe. We've explored the themes and character development that will be focused on in Starfire's movie. Now, let's discuss the DC Easter eggs on the other Titans. While this movie belongs to Starfire, her journey is part of something much larger. We're not assembling the Titans just yet, but we're dropping breadcrumbs for the future of the other Titans. Let's start with Raven. Starfire comes across an ancient Tamaranian scroll that speaks of an Azarathian, a being cloaked in shadow and sorrow tied to cosmic balance. He doesn't know it yet, but is Raven. Later, she'll feel it again on Earth, a surge of chaotic energy in the distance, a ripple in the soul stream, something dark and hurting. Elsewhere, she noticed a green bird trailing her for a moment, too intelligent for a normal animal. And during a news report in the background of a diner scene, we catch a flash of a boy turning into a tiger on the other side of the world. That's Beast Boy, untamed, unpredictable, and already making headlines. And after the final battle, when Starfire finally breathes, when she's earned her place on Earth, that's when we cue the next spark, which is a darkened Star Labs facility. A storm brewing outside while scientists crowd around a hidden chamber where a broken teenager lies in stasis, flesh half fused with alien tech. Dr. Stone. One whispers one whisper says he shouldn't have survived. The screen fades to black, then systems online appear. A red cybernetic eye lights up, signaling an end of the credits. These aren't just cameos, they're emotional threats. Every character Starfire senses, even from afar, represents something she's missing: mystery, wildness, machinery, and pain. They're not on her team just yet, but they will be one day. And as for Robin, he's here, but not in the spotlight. He doesn't lead the story and he doesn't rescue Starfire. If anything, it's Starfire teaching him how to look beyond Earth, beyond orders, and beyond himself. But this isn't about Robin. This is about a girl who fell from the stars and decided to rise. So, while the Titans may only be shadows on the wall for now, their presence is felt, and the universe is quietly expanding. But now let's talk about the heartbeat of the film, its sound, because Starfire's story, it deserves a soundtrack that soars. Now, let's talk about the soundtrack, because Starfire's musical tastes are as bright and vibrant as she is. I recommend Doja Cat, Ariana Grande, and Lizzo, as I believe they fit perfectly for Starfire's character, and here's why. Doja Cat brings that balance of playfulness and fierceness that's totally Starfire. Doja Cat got the perfect combination of boldness and lightheartedness that matches Starfire's personality. Energetic, almost cheeky attitude in Doja's music is the kind of vibe Starfire would totally vibe with while learning about Earth's customs, or maybe during a high energy battle. Now, I could totally picture Starfire rocking out to Say So while kicking alien butt, or maybe even from a human villain. Next is Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande fits Starfire because she's got that powerful powerhouse energy. Not only is Ariana Grande's vocals are insane, and you know Starfire's got some emotional range too, but Ariana also has a way of delivering songs that are both emotional and empowering. Think about it. Starfire's journey is all about inner strength and self-discovery. And Ariana's songs like No Tears Left to Cry or Into You will underscore those emotional highs and lows perfectly. And finally, Lizzo. I mean, you can't go wrong with someone who's all about self love, confidence, and having fun while doing it. Starfire's strength, both physical and emotional, aligns perfectly with Lizzo's vibe. Plus, those upbeat, powerful anthems like Good as Hell and Juice are pure Starfire energy right there. Because Lizzo's music would give Starfire that extra boost when she needs to embrace her true power. All right, now for the important part, casting. Who could possibly step into the role of Starfire? Here are my top three picks of who I believe can play Starfire. Lovely Simone. You probably know her from the Craft Legacy and Power Book 3. Simone delivers layers of emotion and nuances, balanced between vulnerability and a quiet strength that lines well with Starfire. My next pick, Yara Shahadid, you probably know her from Blackish and Grownish, as she brings an energy that can balance the playful and serious sides of Starfire's character. And lastly, Storm Reed. Storm Reed has a deep experience in the genre's works, like A Wrinkle in Time and The Invisible Man, which shows her ability to carry emotional weight, which aligns well with Starfire's journey that is predicted throughout the film. So, that's the Starfire movie I envisioned. It's not just about superpowers or cosmic showdowns. It's about a girl who learns to love herself while navigating two worlds that never made it easy. It's about a warrior with a soft heart, a sister torn between duty and identity, and a beacon of light that shows us what real connection looks like. Will Starfire ever fully trust Earth's weird customs? Probably not. I mean, have you seen Mustard? But hey, if Starfire can survive betrayal, exile, and Blackfire's manipulative antics, I think she can handle a condiment or two. What do you think, Starwriters? Will you love to see a Starfire movie that blends action, emotion, and a whole lot of space sparkle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to see what stories you would tell with her. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to join the journey through the stars for more out of this world ideas. And if you want to keep the cosmic conversation going, join me over on Twitch at Sincerely XP. I stream every Friday and Saturday at 8:30 p.m., where we talk live about comics, fandom, and maybe even snack on some mustard. I mean, for research purposes, of course. But until next time, keep your pen to the stars and your heart in the pages. Sincerely yours.